evening, Nigeria. Good evening, America. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Princess Benake, and it is the show that talks about young couple and parenting tips. I am your regular host, and one thing is certain that whenever we come here, we learn and we get better. The interesting about today's show, today's conversation is that I've been promising and promising that we are definitely going to have older husbands and older wives. Today, I have with me P-Flow. P-Flow, you're welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Princess. It's an honor to be here today. So like I promised, right? I listened in last week and I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is amazing. You're doing a fantastic job. Yeah, my name is Biola Falonshaw, by the way. Okay, so many things to many people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a pastor. I'm an ed tech founder. I still see myself as a teacher also at the same time. Okay. So I work with children. I work with parents. I have a special love for relationships and marriage.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the very first book I wrote was about relationships. That was 2008.
If you're not on our platform here in Holyhill Church, because we are Holyhill family, and one thing how I got to know about P-Flow is that on that platform is Mr. and Mrs. We have a group called Mr. and Mrs.
Right.
And every now and then you see P-Flow giving us all the push. Do something. Be a loving wife. Be a romantic. And I'm like, this was do you know, I go as far as telling my husband, I'll be like, see, he's telling us to do this one. And the interesting part is you have a way of giving beautiful movie recommendations.
Right.
Do you do that regularly?
Yeah, basically it's I believe marriage is to be enjoyed, right? And oftentimes, the way people receive feedback, receive corrections differ. And it's not every time you want to call somebody and tell them you need to start doing this, you need to start doing that. Sometimes in a relaxed mode, people are not like this, right? So they are open-hearted, they've let down their guards, and then the message comes in that way. And because I'm also a drama person, I think it's stories. So when I see a movie that I just feel like this movie can actually address 1, 2, 3, 4 issues, I just recommend it.
You're a drama person. Did you study theater in school?
I didn't, but all through university, I was in the drama unit in my fellowship. Then I went to serve Adamawa State. I was in dance and theater CDS. I was the drama director for NCCF Adamawa State.
Oh, really?
So
I studied theater, so when I say
okay,
like to act, so like, okay, that's like my brother or sister.
Yeah.
It's one thing I love listening to P-Flow is the fact that you push us to be better in marriage. And then oftentimes when I even talk on our morning show Wisdom Seed, I tell people if you belong to a community of people who would make you better, it's just interesting, you stay there,
right?
Don't run away from it. So when we as believers, we feel it's boring because we are spiritual people, but whenever I hear you talk or make a post on the group, I just reassure myself that marriage for believers can't be boring as long as we have P-Flow here. Yeah, that's the truth. Because you bring all the ideas, you tell us how to do it. Sometimes you tell us go for movie nights. I'm like, Pastor Bess, are you seeing it? Yeah, that's how it is. So for all our listeners, we have a senior husband. You know, I've been telling you oftentimes, I'm like, I'm just a 4-year-old girl married. I'm 4 years in marriage. And I keep saying it that soon as we'll be bringing more guests into the show. And today, this is like drum roll. We have one of our senior husbands. Don't worry, soon I'll bring the senior wives into the show. So he's a father of 3 beautiful children. God has blessed him. I see his wife, an entrepreneur. You know, when I talk about Proverbs 31 woman, that's the wife.
Right.
That's the wife. Yeah. You don't want to hear much about her. Don't worry. Maybe I'll call her another day. She'll be our guest. Yeah. I trust she'll be our guest. Today, there's an interesting topic I want us to talk about, and it's about siblings rivalry. Right? I've been seeing his post. If you don't know him, please check him on IG, Biola Falonshaw. Right? Yeah. Right. You just check him on his IG page. He has a whole lot going on about siblings and how to deal with siblings and parents. And you know this show, I've been talking about parenting tips and young couples. Today, I have my pastor here to tell you about siblings rivalry. I don't know how it is. I just have two beautiful kids and they're like 3 years and 1 year. So they've not started their drama, but I see the way they are like, give me my kid, it's my own, it's my turn. So, sir, can you tell us what is it about the sibling rivalry?
So, sibling rivalry is what you look at as that feeling of you can call it jealousy, you can call it competition, you can call it marking territory between siblings, actually. And one thing is, it's not something that you are going to say, okay, well, it's never going to happen. My children will not do this, because it's human nature, right?
Okay.
By default, children are territorial. I don't like using the word selfish, but children are territorial by default.
Okay.
I mean, even if you have just one kid, you know that when they start growing up sometimes, and there are sometimes you're even trying to, probably you're a husband, you want to just talk to your wife, and your little baby is, maybe the girls are attached to their dad. Sometimes you're trying to just be a bit loving with your wife.
Yeah.
And then your little girl is looking at you like,
what's going
you know what they call bombastic side eyes.
What's going on here?
Are you for real right now? So because, for the girl child, sometimes they just see their dad as their hero. It carries them there and then they move around. So at some point, it starts looking as if they even see you as a threat to this beautiful relationship with their dad. So, and it's the same thing that spreads to siblings when siblings start to come.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a child, at that point in time, that child is like the center of your family. Go carry him, let me also carry him. You are both doing that. And then another baby comes. If the first one has not gotten to that level of thing, there is that thing about, there's what we call the attention economy.
Okay.
The fact is, there was a time when this guy got all the attention. Maybe the lady, she's a princess. Daddy's princess, mommy's princess. And then suddenly there is a second princess.
I can imagine.
What is happening here? So sometimes you look, this one might be making the first year, and that one is making the first year. Sometimes you prioritize the smaller one that, okay, this one needs, and then he looks at us like, seriously? I thought I was special.
Why old all of a sudden?
I thought I was special. How come nobody pays attention to me again? So those are the things there that starts to breed what we call sibling rivalry. So like I said, it's not like you're going to be able to totally eradicate these things. But what we now need to pay attention to is that you don't complicate it.
You don't complicate it.
And then you help them navigate through that stage, because they will definitely go through that stage.
Exactly.
But you don't complicate it by your own actions as a parent.
Okay.
And then you're able to guide them to go through that phase personally there. So that's just like an overview. Of course, there's still a lot of things we can still go on and talk about it there. Like, how do you complicate it? What do you do to complicate it there? And if I'm going to go into that, one of the things I always tell parents, like I said, I work with children when it comes to learning. And one of the things I tell parents every time is, you have to understand that every child is different.
Yeah, they're unique on their own.
Even if you give birth to a set of twins, even if they're identical,
I tell you,
they are still different and unique on their own. And you cannot use one child as a standard for the others. Right. Now, that is what we talk about, complicating it now. The fact is, this one already sees this one as, okay, this is my competition now. Then you now get to the point when you're now saying, why can't you be like your brother?
And people, we suffer that a lot. Like, we see parents say that, like, mommy, this one is different. I can't be like this.
And and sometimes, in fairness, they don't mean harm.
Exactly. Yeah.
They feel they are trying to motivate you. However, sometimes it doesn't come as motivation. Sometimes it just comes as, okay, you always see this guy is better than me. And this is what I tell parents. So thank God you're a wife. Imagine your husband just came home and said, why can't you just be like our neighbor's wife? Can't you see how she carries herself?
Comparison.
You know, as a husband, or your wife comes and says, can't you just look at our neighbor's husband? Can't you see how responsible he looks? Why can't you just be like him? The truth is, you don't like it.
You know. So this is it's part of one of our conversation in one of the straight talk. I don't know if you were around in church that day, and that straight talk was talking about how people relate with their in-laws, something around that.
Yeah.
And then I said something, and I'm like, I think how we deal with ourselves. And I stood up and I said, the thing about us dealing with ourselves as spouse is that if you don't like something, don't do it to your spouse.
Absolutely.
If you don't like it, if you think you are telling your wife you should be better, you should do like this, and that wife turns around, if they turn the table and she says the same thing to you, would you like it? Exactly. And the people in my class felt like, no, that's not how it should be. It feels like I want to preach revenge. I said, no, it's not revenge. But I know the Bible mentioned that we should do what we want for ourselves to others.
Yeah.
So you're not doing it. You feel you can just walk up to me and tell me that, my child, you're not doing like this. Look at that child. Okay, we now turn the table. And like you said, look at that man. That man is looking responsible. How would you feel as a man? We always want to make it look like if we're talking to the man, we should respect and hype their ego. But what about the ego of the man? Of the woman?
Of the woman too.
So for the child.
Absolutely, because it works the same way. We are all emotional beings.
Even our children.
I know we talk about men are logical, women, but the truth is, if you are a salesperson, you will understand that
we are all emotional beings.
Everybody is emotional there. So it's the same way you are going to. And you know what happens now? This is where the rivalry thing starts. If your husband comes in and says, why can't you be like the neighbor's wife? The day the neighbor's wife does something wrong, just messes up, and your husband is there, it will take the Spirit of God for you to not start singing, the Lord and fire, let him be. Because you will not be like,
it has happened.
Can you see the people you want us to be like? Can you see them now? And that's how it happens also with sibling rivalry there. When you keep hyping one particular sibling as you know against the other and say, can't you just be like this? It now happens that the day the one you hype fails or falters in one way or the other, rather than show empathy, the other sibling sees it as a time to see?
Breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. So what you've done is you've not created an atmosphere of empathy between them there, because they see themselves constantly as always being in a competition there. And rather than see how can we help ourselves and collaborate with ourselves.
So for me, I think parents have a role to play in
Absolutely.
this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because these kids don't just come. I just gave birth to my kids and they're like 3 and 1 years, like I said. And for me, if they come in and I don't know how to manage my emotion, that is what I'll pass on to them.
Absolutely.
So can you tell these young couples, like for my classmates who are just 4 years or 5 years or 2 years in marriage, how can they handle this thing? How can they manage their emotion and see that they don't transfer emotional garbage to
the children? It's important that children learn more by what they see and what they hear. They soak in. They're like a sponge. They're just soaking everything in. Even when they are not talking, you'll be amazed maybe a week or 2 weeks later, just see your child acting a particular way. And then you figure out that, how did this start? We discovered that it was something that they saw there. And they see the way you express your emotions.
Exactly.
They see the way you vent, and they also hear the things you say about other people.
Unconsciously, you don't know these children are listening.
They are listening there. And it begins to form a psyche of how they see life and what they see in life there. There's a way you paint a scenario of competition all around them.
Yeah.
And I know it's how our education system kind of also brings that. You're either first or you're nothing, you're this, you're that. And that's why in some parts of the world, like in Finland, they have one of the very best education systems. One of the things they did first was to ensure that for the first 7, 8, 9 years, there are no assessments. There are no first, no second, no third.
No assessments.
No assessments. At that point, they just want the children to express themselves. They want the children to be children, to actually express, and then they look at the children to know what exactly is the competence, what is the skill, what can this child do, without putting them under the pressure of performance. Performance there. And like you said there, as parents there, one of the things you would do to help, aside from you being able to not begin to put the pressure of performance on your children also, is also because as adults, yeah, you have pressure. That's the truth. Pressure is real, right? But if you begin to project the pressure of performance too much to your kids, they also fall into the same line, and they also have that pressure of performance. And what the pressure of performance does, I gave an example. I was speaking with some people some times ago, and so I asked someone that, how would you feel if you wrote a test, and in that test you scored 75%? And it was like, oh, that's fantastic. I'll be very excited. I said, so, and there are 10 of you in the class, and out of that 10, 5 people scored 95, 3 people scored 93, then 2 people scored 88, and you scored 75. Then suddenly,
you jumped.
So I told him, you were just happy not long ago when I said you had 75%. What happened right now? What happened right now is you suddenly saw that, okay, 75, these people had 99. And then suddenly your countenance changed. You got sad.
Yeah.
Just not so. What made you sad was not your performance. No, yeah, okay, so let me make a reference to this movie. This Indian movie here.
You watch movie, I told you.
There's a line I took from that movie there. Rancho, the Three
Idiots. That's my favorite.
So you remember when they went to check the results, right? When the results came out there, and then they said, what was your position? It says second last. What about Rancho? They didn't see him there, so they felt a bit sad. And then the other one came and said, so Rancho's name is, they say, how? So go and check it. And they now saw that Rancho's name was number 1 on the list. Then the narration there was what caught me. It says that day we learned a valuable lesson. That when your friend fails, you are sad.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but when they top the class, you feel worse.
Yeah.
That was one thing that actually I held on to then on that day there. That somehow we've been programmed to measure ourselves by comparing ourselves with other people.
I think this is a natural thing, like the Bible tells us that a child is born and a few days full of sin and all that like that. So I think this thing about envy, like imagine you're celebrating, you were thinking the person will be below, and the person is up high above, and then something just you say this person is your best friend. So what is that feeling that just came out of you? That's the human. That's
the heart of man there.
Yeah.
That's why it takes the fruit of the spirit to deal with those things there, because those are tendencies. You don't even know where the emotion came from, but there's just that emotion because you've been wired to compete. You've been wired to compete. You've been wired to, you're first. Oh, okay, next. The person, your parents tell you that those that came first, did they have 2 heads?
I like that line.
So the people that came first, do they have 2 heads? Even if you come second, they will still complain. Yeah, is there not somebody that came first? So somehow you've been wired to just know that this life is competition. Survival of the fittest. I must win there, and if winning means I have to pull down those people that are there and just get them there, I just have to ensure that I win, I come tops. And oftentimes children do it for validation above any other thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They do it more for validation than for any other thing. They just want that validation from their parents. So one of the ways we would help them, like we were saying, is when you are not stingy with validation. When you are able to validate, okay, this, or you did this very well, you validate them without trying to, because a child that has been, say, scoring 55%, 55%. And let's say the brother or the sister has always been someone that scores 80%, 80%. If the child has scores 5%, now a time comes, that child scores from 55 to 61. Celebrate 61.
Yeah, celebrate every progress.
Celebrate progress. Don't make it look as if, so 61,
Isn't it a brother that is doing
It's not a brother that is doing it something pure, 50-something and 58. What's the difference? The truth of the matter is that is something significant for that child. He has made a progress.
Can't afford to just stay quiet.
Don't stay quiet. Don't trivialize that progress. Celebrate that progress as if they got 100%.
True.
Because when they see that validation, they want more. That's the truth.
So my classmates, you're hearing it. I call you for my classmates. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. And you know the beautiful thing in Straight Talk here in Holyhill Church, we have different class.
Right.
The single,
the singles in relationships.
T-shirts, they call themselves singlets, and they have
and
the
T-shirts,
And they
yeah.
have the year 1 to 5 and the 5 to 10, right? From there, 10 ahead. So those of you that are in my class, year 1 to 5 or year 1 to 4, please just listen and make sure you look at yourself. Piflo, what do you have to say about people or young couples who come into marriage and they are yet to understand? You know, Pison was teaching us something about our temperaments. Young couples who are yet to understand their temperament, their personality style, how do you think they should start learning it before they start raising children?
Well, learning. I was talking yesterday with a group of teenagers. We were talking about knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Very popular thing there. And if scripture says for the soul to be without knowledge, it is not good. And when we talk about understanding temperaments, there is what we refer to as self-leadership. Before you can lead someone, you have to be able to lead yourself first.
Yeah.
And there are 3 components of self-leadership. One of which is self-awareness.
Yeah,
so it's about you being able to really understand yourself first. Oftentimes we are like, we'll try and understand the other person, but oftentimes you are trying to understand the other, but you don't even understand. You don't know yourself. You don't understand yourself. And that's the place of temperament there. That's the place of you understanding your temperament. And when you get to understand your temperament as a person, it helps you to put certain checks in some things. One of the things I knew very early, understanding my temperament, understanding my temperament even informed my marital choice in that sense there. I know I needed someone that has.
That's it. That's an intentional.
I needed someone that had drive, that had energy, that had push. Now, the reason why I knew I needed that was not just because I wanted to be laid back myself, but I needed. So I was on a journey. Whatever I'm doing now, there was a time in my life I did not believe I would be doing whatever I'm doing right now. That's the truth. I was very introverted. I was very reserved, and I was quite shy there. When I got to the university, I started telling myself, you know what? Deliberately, we are going to overcome this. Deliberately there. So, I did 2 things in campus. 2 things. I know for people that were not like me, it wasn't a big deal, but for me, it was a big deal. The first thing, I started preaching inside the bus. Within campus, from one part of campus to another part of campus. Trust me, some days a week as you will die today. Kai, how would you start? But I was doing it, yes, to get the gospel out, but I was also doing it to deal with something on the inside of me that I knew this was not going to help me. Then the second thing I did, I decided to contest for the PRO of my department.
Serious? Politics?
Of anything to do. I chose PRO.
Politics?
because then you'd have to go to lecture theater.
Campaigns.
And I knew that was what I dreaded so much. So I pushed myself and said, this PRO will contest. I contested. I won. I won decisively in that sense there. So I'd seen myself move gradually, make progress on those areas. And I just told myself that I needed somebody to help me consolidate on this day. But I'm trying to say that I had known myself, I had known my tendencies.
You knew yourself.
This is what I had the tendency for. And I knew that I needed to work on it. I knew where I wanted to be in life there. I mean, who would say that I would actually even be able to stand in front of people and preach today? Secondary school, it wasn't like that. So what happens with self-awareness is it helps you to see yourself, know yourself very well, understand your own emotions. That's the problem.
Your own emotions.
There are times people struggle to understand their own emotions. And with all due respect and apologies, I understand that it happens for different reasons. But sometimes women are in that place where they are going through emotions and sincerely, they don't even understand the emotions. Sincerely.
Okay. I would just come in for this. Okay, quickly, for all who are just joining us, remember this is our Monday show, Young Couples and Parenting Tips. And today we have P-Flow, Pastor Folorunsha Biola, right? Yeah, that's his name. So whenever you come in on Mondays like this, you're going to hear everything you can think of about parents. And then I keep telling you people that I am just a new girl in marriage. I'm a new girl in marriage and I want you to understand this thing and get better in it. If you have a question and you've not said anything, you can also call us on 081-6634-7259. 081-6634-7259. That's our number if you have something to say about this conversation. We're looking forward to hear from you. Or you go to our socials and just write something there, because this conversation is getting hotter and hotter as we make progress. Okay, you said something about my gender, and I am going to say something about it. So one thing is this, I say this often, understand that we are women. We have this different parts of emotion running through us.
It's not easy to be a woman.
Permit me to say to my fellow gender out there listening to me, I am not going to encourage you to keep throwing your emotions to people. We understand that you run through, there's a whole lot running through your mind, but the maturity and the strength in it is for you to know yourself, like you have said, and not pass it over to the next person. Your child you are giving birth to will definitely not understand when you are having hormonal changes. The child does not even know when you are having menstrual cramp.
No.
And all of a sudden you are flaring up. You're like, oh my God, you don't understand. And the mood swing you are passing to your spouse, who's an adult, who has managed and who has, like Pison was saying, if you are married, or you cannot go anywhere. That's your own couple.
You have entered.
You have entered, right? So think about it as a young couple. Manage yourself, like people have said. Know yourself. If you don't know yourself, I'm not going to support you and say, yes, I know there are a lot of challenges. I know. I am a woman. I am in that shoe. But I am saying that you can't afford to pass that emotional garbage to the next person. Try as much as you can to manage yourself. That's what I have to say. This young 4-year-old girl in marriage. I don't know what P-Flow has to say about it.
Yes. So like you said, right? Self-awareness, understanding yourself, and also trying to do your best to communicate it. I know there was a time that so we're having I think it was a webinar or something in marriage, and this young man, I think Pison gave an example also. At a point in time, somebody, I think, 2 examples. So Pison gave an example then how a particular man came and he was just complaining that the wife has just changed. She's just acting anyhow, acting rash, talking anyhow in the house. He was just very, very angry and vexed and stuff like that. And he went on and on and on and on. And so Pison asked that, is she pregnant? He said, yes. He just was like, just they play. You're just starting there. So for him, being a new husband, he just couldn't understand what's this emotional roller coaster that this person is going through at that time, because he wasn't aware of all that there. So, self-awareness is knowing yourself, and then even if you cannot fully understand the emotions, being able to express yourself and say, you know what, I think I'm going through this certain emotions. It helps the other person. It's you being merciful on the other person also, so that the other person is not just lost at, okay, what did I do wrong exactly? Because now the guy is just like, okay, what exactly did I do wrong? I mean, what was
Even
that?
the child too.
Sometimes so the child too is confused that what exactly is wrong? What did I do very wrong in this? Why is this person reacting this way there? And as much as they are children, they can understand stuff sometimes also.
They do.
I mean, there are times my son comes and I'm just like, you know what, I'm trying to finish this task. So it's going to be, so he asked me that, so when you finish, they will pay you money, right? I said,
Are you serious?
They will pay me money. I said, okay.
Right?
Okay. So, sometimes you feel like maybe they are too small to understand, but just start breaking some of these things down for them gradually.
Yeah.
Start breaking it down for them gradually. They would actually start to understand with time.
Yeah.
That, okay, this and this and this and this is the thing there.
These children are really, really...
No, they are.
They are a blessing.
They are.
A blessing. Some things you don't know that they see it.
Mm.
You don't know that they know it. Because sometimes I hear my son make comments. I'm like, where did you hear this kind of comment from? Who taught you this? And he'll be like, yeah, I heard it from this side. I'm like, okay, so I started telling the father, please, let's be watchful.
Things you
watch
say
what
there.
we play, any video. Don't just play anything to these kids because we don't know what will happen. For me, I'm always looking forward to hearing from you, like I said. One last thing before we leave the show. Sibling rivalry, for me, we're just two. I'm not sure I had that. No, we're just two. And I am far apart from my younger sister, right? Parents who have siblings or children
that are
close, how well do you think they can manage it? Right now, my kids are really, really close. I see the way these 3 1-year-old tata that I just
and the young ones are always the most
things from my brother.
Yeah. So there's that thing about the last one or whoever's the last one at that time, because they get most of the attention. They get away with a lot of things.
I think so.
And that gives them boldness because they just. I mean, I have a small one that's 1+ also, and sometimes it's just like pulling the big ones. I'm like, this person you're actually pushing. If he pushes you back, you will cry. But when they are close like that, one of the things that I think parents should pay attention to is give your children tasks to do together.
Children tasks to do together.
You begin to build teamwork within them when you start doing that. Rather than trying to say, oh, this person excelled in this person not excelled in this. I mean, I bought a CCTV camera in the house there. So I've just been busy. They've been disturbing me. When are we going to install this? I'm just excited about it. And I have a teenager with me also, so making 4 of them. So when you just Saturday or Sunday, I just said, okay, you know what? This is the CCTV camera. This is the manual. This is a phone. You guys can install it.
Really?
And I was in the room. So they went there. Okay, they need Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is on. The truth of the matter is, it took them like 45 minutes, but they got it. They just told me, oh, we fixed it. It's working now.
Really?
Yes, they fixed it there. Because one thing I've learned over time is don't always think they can't do stuff for themselves. Give them the task there. Say, what's the worst that can happen? So and I did that because they had to work together. Hold this for me, hold it there. Can you see this? Can you see this? When you give them tasks that forces them to collaborate, you're really helping them grow. Rather than just give them collective task alone. That's one. Then number 2, as much as possible, there is you giving them attention, joint attention when you have them together. Also creates time for personal time with each one of them. It doesn't have to be long. It's not about being long there. But being able to tell each other, you know what, this time is your time. You and I now, let's talk.
Yeah.
What exactly is it? Then being able to go to the other one, okay, this time now is your time. Being able to give them that individual time from time to time. And like I said, being able to have them collaborate together. It teaches them cooperation early. It reduces the tension that sibling rivalry causes there. Yeah. Because it's bad. I mean, from the Bible, you see Cain and Abel, you see Jacob and Esau. Yeah. you see that those dynamics there, it's just been there from the beginning. From Genesis, we've been having this thing. It's not new. It didn't start in our time. It will not end in our time there. But like I said, you can complicate it or you can make things better there. You can create a platform. You can create an environment that encourages collaboration as against competition there. That, okay, you know what, you guys, I mean, if you have 2 kids, okay, let's, for those who have older kids, now, okay, you guys are going to wash the car and I'm going to pay you. Reward system there. So when you wash the car for this month, I'm going to pay you guys 5,000 so you can share it there. Now they have to work together as a team. Rather than who washed the car, I will give whoever washes the car money. You create competition.
Rivalry.
You create rivalry.
Yeah. Very true.
But by the time you tell them 2 of you are going to do this and you are going to work together to do it and I'm going to pay you guys this, they are forced to come to collaborate with themselves. It goes a long way.
Together. Thank you so much, Biflo. You're really doing amazing on this show today. Do you have a final word you want to give to us before we close today? Something about this parenting tips, this rivalry, and for our young couples.
Parenting.
Yes, don't forget. I tell you, he's always giving us recommendation for movie reviews. So he's here today. Make sure you listen to it. Please tell us a movie to watch, how we can how can manage our siblings, and also for the young couples, how they can manage their emotions.
Talking about movie, I think there's there's a movie. Okay, so I'm still going to recommend. There was this movie I recommended some times ago, but there's a new movie I'm just trying to. I've not had time to really, but I'm just getting some excerpts. I've not sent that on the group. But the last one I sent on the group, there is a movie. I'm trying to remember the title now. Mike Abdul was like the major character.
Mike Abdul?
Yes.
You see the singer?
Yes. Was a major character in the movie.
Okay.
And it's a movie I believe every young couple should watch.
Okay.
What is this movie again? I posted it on the...
Don't worry, we'll get it. While we're looking for it, let's get to our rivalry.
So when it comes to rivalry, if you have noticed already, now you might have been doing it wrong and the problem might have started already. It's not too late to start correcting it. Because one of the best legacy you can leave for your children, one of the best legacy you will leave as a person is to have united children. Have you gone to burials before when the children of the deceased barely dropping their parents have started giving themselves blow? Serious fight. Just there. So one of the best legacies you can give to yourself is to actually have united children. And so allow your children to understand their uniqueness, their individuality, and then to celebrate themselves and also celebrate their uniqueness. I mean, I don't have time to go into a lot of things there. Sometimes some children you think are dumb, they are not dumb. It's just that they learn differently. And you're trying to force them to learn in a particular way. So if you have been doing it wrong, it's not too late to start making those changes. Like I said, start encouraging every child. Start celebrating the uniqueness of every child. My time is off. I had an experience. I had a child that had to stay with us for a while. That at the time we met the child, the challenge was the fact that the parents felt this, she's not serious, she doesn't do this, she doesn't know that, she doesn't blah, blah, blah. Look at your younger ones, she couldn't read. Her younger ones could read. But it was a learning difficulty. It was, all this was just difficult for her to place. All she needed was a specialized person to sit with her and get this thing done. But the parents just felt like she's not serious there. And when she came, she was already a teenager and could not read. When I mean could not read 3-letter words. B-O-Y, could not pronounce B-O-Y. 2-letter words was a problem. When she came eventually, a wonderful soul in church who was into Montessori took her up and started with 2-letter words with her. She learned so fast and then was learning with my children. I'm just going to say that she was able to write NAPTEP by herself in like 2-3 years and she cleared it. She passed English.
Wow.
So now, that's a child that they had looked, and because of everything that happened around her, she was not confident. You asked her a question, she always speak under. So that's just the thing there. That it's about understand the uniqueness of our child and help them bring out the best in them and celebrate them.
Yeah. So understand the uniqueness of your child. We're running out of time. If you want people to be here again, please tell us. Go on our socials and tell us. Don't worry, and you'll be here. Probably not tomorrow or not next week, but soonest you'll be here. I'm seeing a movie by Mike Abdul. I'm seeing Sold. And I'm seeing... Is it Sold?
Sold, yeah.
All right. So He has recommended Sold for us. Make sure you go and watch Sold. I am super grateful. Thank you so much, Piflo, for coming to join us today. It is
Thank you for having me.
siblings, rivalry, and parenting tips. One thing I enjoy on this show is that I learn and I get to share my own experience. So far, you people have been hearing my experience. Today, we have Piflo here on the show. We're super excited and grateful to have you here with us. Looking forward to hearing or seeing you again on the show by God's grace. Okay, to all who joined us on YouTube, on IG, and also on radio, I want to say thank you so much and do have a great week ahead. Remember, no compromise, no comparison. Make sure you bring forth collaboration in all you do with your kids, and you will see them at the top. God bless you, and bye for now.